Hey, what if I told you could be early to the next Metaverse project? Is that something that interests you? Well, welcome. Welcome to Decentralized Nation, the channel where crypto is made simpler. And today, we'll dive deeper into a very interesting project that has been hitting goals, really doing some amazing things, and showing a lot of professionalism, which sometimes lacks in the crypto industry, and a lot of transparency. With a very interesting team and some really ambitious goals, is a project that would certainly be amazing, an amazing one and a revolutionary one for the crypto industry as a whole if they are able to achieve everything they ambition. And so far, by what they have done in the last 2 years, it is promising, guys. I can tell you that. But remember, nothing is guaranteed, but by what I've seen so far, I do think they can achieve these goals. And the best part is like you don't have to wait for 2 years or 3 years. They're already launching something, guys. And this project, as you can see here, is Cornucopias. Okay, guys, Cornucopias. But before going further with the video and explaining you what is Cornucopias, I cannot forget this. Nothing in this video is financial advice, guys. As you know, just educational content, and I just want to explain you more about this project that I do believe is super interesting and has a lot of potential. But full disclosure, I researched the project, I found a lot of potential, and naturally I invested it. I have some NFTs of this project, so keep that in mind whenever you're watching this video. Okay, guys. But coming back to the analysis, Cornucopias, as you can see, is a metaverse. Basically, they are trying to create a metaverse with one of the best technologies out there right now. That is Unreal Engine 5. That has some amazing graphs, and you'll be able, as you can see by their page, but you'll be able to see it even better in some of the videos we'll put in the end of this video. So stick around for that. But yeah, it's a project that focus on very different things and has a very interesting dynamic. Basically, they are trying to do something that is combining several ways of engaging in this metaverse to have a more real economy. So you have a play to earn way to engage with this metaverse, which is super interesting. Is basically what a lot of games want to do and are doing. That is, you play the games, you have some challenges, you have mini games, you have everything, and of course, depending on your performance, you get a reward for it. So a reward that is in crypto, of course, and that you can spend in the game or even trade it for real world value. Okay, guys. But besides that, you also have the build to earn, which is a very interesting and unique mechanic, which is basically something that Cornucopia has developed themselves. I think maybe there are other projects doing this, but it's basically you are given tools to create things, to create new things in the game, new objects, new everything, and you get paid for those objects. You get paid for the new things you build. So that's also a very interesting way to generate assets in the metaverse world, I think, because you can basically just show your creativity, and if you are able to build something people enjoy, well, you stand a lot to gain. And the best part is like you build it, they use it, and you get paid. So it's very, very interesting, and it's something you should look. Besides that, they also have the learn and learn, which is also very nice, especially for countries where there are not that many opportunities to go to school because people need to pay for their bills, they need to get money to survive. It's really tough out there in some countries. So, and if for some lower income people and they cannot afford to be at school, it's really a shame. But here with the learn and earn, the Cornucopias has partnered with the European Business University, and students will have the chance to learn things that are actually useful, and hopefully, I think, as I've seen in one of their videos, related to technology, to things that are really interesting for blockchain, and also, of course, related with cornucopias and their metaverse, because that will naturally be very, very interesting for them as well. and earn copy tokens. That is a token, native token of Cornucopias that I'll go through in a moment. We will dive deeper. It's a token that was launched. Very interestingly, it was launched in first. It was launched in the Binance Smart Chain, uh, as the team thought Cardano tokens were still not secure enough and to launch a token, and they were waiting for that smart contract capability and all of that. They launched first on the Binance Smart Chain, then they launched on Cardano Smart Chain as promised, and even recently they partnered with a company called Chainport, and they built a bridge to be able to bridge these two assets. It's a centralized bridge to be safer in terms of not having those problems with hacks, which I understand the option right now because we have a lot of problems with hacks. But hopefully in the future, as my channel is called Decentralized Nation, maybe they can build a decentralized beach and out bridge, and that will, of course, fancy my make me happier. That will make me happier for sure. But it's very interesting. This is some of the accomplishments they already have so far, but they have many more. But coming back to what is important, they also have stake to earn, which is basic. You can just stake your things in the copy stake pool. A very basic thing we can do, but we can also have properties, NFT staking, something you should see. I have my NFT stakes right now. But besides that, we also have the host and earn, which is a interesting thing that you can purchase a license to run a Cornucopias node, which is very interesting, especially because it will allow to decentralize the game, which is super interesting. I really, it's something that really, it's a really innovative idea, to decentralize completely a game, not just because it's based on a decentralized blockchain, but even because everything from the game, the data nodes, the game nodes is being, carried by operators, node operators, which is also extremely interesting, guys. Extremely interesting in my opinion, and something that also makes me, all having all these areas and dimensions is very interesting for a project. Of course, then it comes to the thing of having a two, I would say two perfect roadmap, too ambitious roadmap. But I do think they have shown a lot of progress and a lot of great things that really makes me think about this project. As I told you, they've launched their tokens, which is normal, but they've done everything with Chainport and all that work. Besides that, they won NFT of the Year at the Cardano Summit. They have successfully launched several NFTs right now, which is good in a very interesting way. They have Bubble Jet, Javelin, everything with a great and very interesting art. I can even show you guys here some of the NFTs, and I can also show you some of the dynamics. I don't know if you have NFTs here, and I don't think we do. I think we do have some images here, but I think it's better to just show you the actual JPEG store, the NFT store. Well, and I'll show you that, and that's much more interesting, I think. So we go here, you go JPEG store, and we go look for Cornucopias for you to see all the NFTs they've launched. Some really nice ones. They have also all launched custom domes and NFT tree. A lot of things they have launched. I have Bubble Jet, for example. It's really interesting. This is the simpler version of Bubble Jet, but you also have more rare versions and attributes in core. You can have the Caribbean Blue Bubble Jet, for example. We have a lot of colors, and of course, naturally, the different bubble jets change in rarity. And you also have, for example, the Javelin. They have launched a lot of NFTs. Javelin. This one is a very interesting fact. It's even cheaper than the bubble jet, because at the end of the day, it was a free mint. They had some problems with their minting process because they were creating their own. In that case, it was in partnership with Derp, and they had some problems, and they offered the NFTs to the public that were waiting, which was really nice. I think was a really good attitude, and not to first put community first instead of just focusing on the money they will make. They could have just sold the NFTs later for sure. There would have been buyers, but I think they want a lot of credibility and they want a lot of support from the community with that kind of attitude. So that was very positive for sure. And in addition, besides all that, they of course developed after that they developed their own unique meeting system, which is a fairly good system that is still improving. They have still some problems. They had problems with bots. They try to improve that as much as they could, but it's a very interesting system that doesn't send transactions immediately to the blockchain. um, they are also a lot of their funding right now comes from the sales of the NFTs, which is really nice because it opens the possibility to more funding and development of the game. Besides that, they already are developing a mini game, guys, and the racing game that is also very interesting. But basically, if you look here, I don't want resources, I want custom domes. You have a lot of things here in terms of the Cornucopias metaverse, like equipment. You have this Cornucopias wiki. This is Copy Wiki and was developed by Cornucopias to show everything, to tell you everything you need about Cornucopias. There's just so much information. But yeah, here, for example, one of the NFTs that was already launched, it was also custom domes. Custom domes are amazing. They are basically a large plot of land in Cornucopias where you can construct um, a lot of things, almost everything you want. You can do games. You can construct, I don't know, your own YouTube channel there, YouTube studio. You can do a lot of there, design everything, and have events with people, which is really interesting. I think you have, as you come to the game, you're given a home bubble. This is your space, okay, where you can build everything you want, guys. You can build your house. You have your little space, and it's just for you. It's really nice. So you can see here some features. You can even have pets. It's really amazing. You have the trees. They have done the NFT to tree that was a charitable launch where you'd buy an NFT and they would plant trees. So that's very interesting as well, guys. How they want to also make a difference. And of course, we have here the flying vehicles I showed you guys. But besides that, you also have plots of land inside the team zones, okay? Because Cornucopia is divided into three team zones, three or more, I think, even right now. Team zones, themed zones, and as you can see here, and you also have the sales for the team zones where you can do things like just plant your own resource, harvest your own products, which I think is also extremely interesting, guys. Besides that, the community is really awesome. You have a lot of people coming together, creating content about cornucopias, also even creating guilds that are basically people joining together to have to combine their efforts to really succeed and help each other in cornucopias. So that's already very interesting that even before having any game, they already have that. And of course, they have the racing game almost coming. In the racing game, there are so many exciting things coming. They already have partnerships with Melt, with Cheeky Crypto. Yeah, Cheeky Crypto project for the racing game. They're trying to create an esports league of the racing game, which I think is all very interesting. And the racing game is supposed to launch next quarter. The first quarter of 2023 or second quarter of 2023, between that. So it's something that's coming now, not like a metaverse that you'll have to wait forever. And it's really nice. Everything the team has shown a lot of features from the racing game, from the metaverse. In fact, you also had demos at CNFT Con that showed all the progress done so far. And one thing I love about Cornucopias is the transparency. Okay, the transparency of the team it's really something, I would say, out of this world, because they have here, as you can see here, they have their own YouTube channel, and in the Cornucopias YouTube channel, I advise you to subscribe. It's a great channel. You just have constant, not just tutorials and everything, but you have constantly people showing up, the constantly the founders of the project, two of the two CEOs that will dive deeper into them a little bit forward to this video, always explaining everything that's going on to with the project, warning about the next steps, talking about the progress, bringing team members to talk about what they're doing, showing their work. It's really awesome. It's really a transparency that is super interesting. It's a transparency that is refreshing in the cryptocurrency space, guys. And I really enjoy that, and I want to congratulate them on that kind of initiative, because this is really really awesome. I would say, guys, really awesome, and something I would like to see in more crypto projects, for sure, for sure. um Besides that, as you know, it's important to see both the roadmap and the team. In terms of the roadmap, they have been almost constantly eating their goals, and they've been uploading their roadmap, and also like even their failures or whatever is missing. They've been constantly uploading it, which is very nice, and they've done a lot, as you can see here, guys. This is the beginning where they were creating everything, doing the copy token, doing the launch, and everything. They also did the ONG NFT after the alpha OG NFT alpha testing. This was the first NFT where they were starting to do that, and we created everything here. They did their launches of NFTs as well, so many launches. They started building and just releasing tools for the PC, and yeah, going to a lot of events, showing a lot of programming in the game, constantly updating people about what has been done, notes, and their goals. They've been eating them constantly, and right now they are close to launching the first games. And the mobile game, for example, has already been tested by some of the users that applied and that own NFTs on the Discord, and there are OGs as well. And it's very interesting to see all the progress I've done and are doing. Okay, guys, but it's also important to go across other things that are not as positive, because no project is perfect. Okay, guys. One thing is like the one thing that I need to research more about, but that was a bit worrying for me, was this situation with the copy token. We have here the tokenomics of the copy token. Very positive that they share the tokenomics of their token, so that's very nice. Although I would like, and I haven't seen it here, but maybe I missed it, I would like to have a token allocation vesting schedule. I think that's something that is missing to Cornucopias, and that would be interesting in the spirit of transparency, of course. But you also have here the allocation. Okay, it's for in general the allocation is fine for me. They have a private sale where they probably got the beginning of their tokens, most of their funding. They have public sale, then they also get funding from NFTs. And then they store a lot of tokens for play to earn, some tokens for staking and farming, some tokens for the Metaverse entity. Maybe, I don't know what that will be about. That will be like a governance. Maybe they should have a little bit more, but let's see. But one thing I'm a bit worried about is the amount of tokens for team and advisors. I don't know what they mean by team and advisors. If team and advisors is everything, all the costs you have with the project, and then paying your advisors and everything, maybe that 24% makes sense. But if it's just what's going to be paid as equity to team and advisors, it's a lot. 24%. It's a lot, and of course that's worrying when the company, the teams have a lot of of the percentage of the token because they really can dump the token. Okay, I don't think that's what's going to happen, but that there is that risk. You know, I don't think that is going to happen um because I do see Cornucopias doing a lot of work. At least it seems so. They are doing a lot of work, so I don't think they'll have that interest in just dumping the token in the market into the people. But it's a bit worrying that the team has so much percentage because besides the play to earn, uh, the team is the one with um, the most allocation. Okay, guys. And one thing I'm also curious about in this kind of distribution is like play to earn is 30.7%, but what does that mean? Does that include the other ways to earn money? Learn to earn, build to earn, host to earn? Or where does that percentage comes from? And how is it going to be distributed? Those are some questions I have about these tokenomics that I don't really understand, and so it's a bit confusing, and I could see it naturally as a red flag. And yeah, other thing is not being totally sure of the amount of funding they have right now, in the sense that this is a very costly project, and I don't know if they have been able to gather enough funds to sustain the project. I do think they have. The team seems very competent. They seem to be doing a great job. So no, that's not a problem, but it's really important that they have a decent amount of funds because they have to compete with other great metaverse companies that have a lot of money, like Meta or even the Sandbox, for example, in the decentralized realm. So that's something they should definitely consider. Okay, guys. Besides that, it's important to, in all the analyses, dive deep on the team. So that's of course what we'll do. We'll have here the team, you have the about, Cornucopias and the team, but we also have here their LinkedIn's. We just opened them up and went to the LinkedIn search for it. And it was interesting to see, for example, Rob, seems to be a really nice guy, and he's has a lot of experience working in terms of digital transformation, working more in the business side. I think it seems like it, but he's also has some experience with development and working on developing projects and software, I think, on the business side. So that's interesting, and worked a lot also as a business analyst. So some experience in business, but also in tech, which is useful. Then we have Josh Jones, really an entrepreneur, really great entrepreneur, head of marketing, general manager, co-founder, seems to be versed on the sales and marketing side. That seems something he's dominating. So I guess sales and marketing should be okay uh, with uh, with Josh here, Josh Jones. While with Rob, we have more the part of the business analyst, the part of being sometimes working with developers, doing, you know, and developing products. I think more inside. It seems more inside companies. Not company projects and products for outside, but products to be used internally. So a bit different for sure. And then we have the COO. That's Jeff. So operations. I guess it's what the Josh here is in charge of. Jeff, sorry, here is in charge of. But it's also interesting that he has some experience with software and web development, which is very useful for a kind of project like this. So that's a really great add-on because of course they need to have a developer, even though they have a different a great team. Besides that, the founders don't really seem completely software or completely developers. I would say they seem to be more of a, I would say, general business background, but of course Jeff and Rob seem to have some knowledge for sure in the develop area. So that's something positive. And their end also has some very useful knowledge. As a quality system tester, he's been testing projects in the digital world and make sure they have the right quality to be used. So that's really good, and it will be certainly something useful to have in a project that is as technological as this one. And besides that, of course, the team is not only this, these are the founders. And if you want to know the rest of the team, you have the Cornucopias channel where you can see a lot of interviews with all the team working and developing the project. And it's really interesting to see their insights, and also interesting to see how much they seem to know about what they're doing. Of course, it would be also interesting to have someone as founder, for example, CTO as founder, which I'm not sure they have a CTO founder, but overall the team seems really good, and they seem to have what it takes to to make this vision come through, and that's really really important, guys. So yeah, this is Cornucopias. What do you think? Do you enjoy it? Is there any other metaverse, guys, that makes you excited? If there is, please just drop it in the comments. I would love to hear what kind of projects are you looking at, and who knows, maybe I can do a video for you as well. And yeah, please don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, if this was useful, if you want more videos about this kind of project analysis and showing you new projects and going deeper into them, just drop a comment, please, or a like. And if you want to keep seeing these kind of videos, of course, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell. We'd love to have you here with us in this decentralized nation, and where we'll just keep talking about crypto, keep learning about crypto, keep preparing ourselves to have the most knowledge possible, to invest in the best projects in this bear market, and hopefully get the returns when the bull market returns. So yeah, if you guys are interested in that, come on, join us. And remember, of course, nothing in my videos will be financial advice, but yeah, I think this is definitely a project you should do your own research. Don't forget about that. Please do your own research. Don't ever support anything just because you saw a video on YouTube or whatever. You need to make sure you do your due diligence and you're happy with anything and you're confident before you invest. It is also great because the more you learn, the more you learn. The more you research, the more you learn. And if something goes wrong, you learn a lot. Next time, you'll never miss that thing for sure. So yeah, don't forget to do that. Hope to see you in the next video, and stay safe out there, guys.